Okay, so we can look at equations with fractions. So we have the first one here, the second one, third one, and then we have an assignment at the end. So let's just quickly solve the first one. So to solve equations with fractions, you can simply make sure that you have fractions on one side and then whole numbers on the other side. So in a case like this, once you have a situation like this, you can just put a 1 here and cross multiply. So let's do that. You can say 3 multiplied by this will be 3. I'll write everything. And then 1 multiplied by this, it's just the same thing. If you want, you can still put your 1 outside the brackets, but it won't change anything. And then you can expand this side. So you have 3 multiplied by 1, this is 3. 3 multiplied by negative 3x. Remember, positive multiplied by negative is negative. Then 3 multiplied by 3, you have 9. And then you have an x. So this side you have 2 minus 8x. So now at this stage, you can either take the 9 to the other side, the negative 9x to the other side, or bring the negative 8x this side. Yeah, just collecting the like terms. So to minimize negative signs, I'll just take this one to the other side. So you have 3 minus, you bring the 2 this side, it's a negative, and then you leave the 8 this side, the negative 8. When you take the 9x to the other side, this will be positive 9x. So you can either put it this side so that you have 9x minus 8x, which is much easier, or like this. So this minus this is 1. And then when you have different signs, just subtract and get the sign from the bigger number. So we have different signs here. You can subtract. So this will give us a 1x, which we normally just write as x. And then you get the sign from the bigger number, which is 9. So you have solved your equation. And then if you wanted to, this is an alternative method. You don't need to do both. If you feel like leaving this one this side, then well and good, you can just leave it here. You have a negative 9x, and then bring the negative 8x this side so that you have positive 8x, and then you leave the 2 here. You take the positive 3 to the other side, it's negative 3. And then you have different signs. You can subtract and get the sign from the bigger number. So you can, this minus this will be x. And then I've just taken the sign from the bigger number, which is 9. And then 2 minus 3, we have different signs. So we subtract, we have the 1. You get the sign from the bigger number, which is 3. So this will be negative that. And then you don't leave your answer like this. You divide both sides by negative 1 so that x is positive. So this and this will go, and then you have x is equal to 1. So whether you take this path or you take this path, your answer will still be the same and correct. So let's solve the second one. The second one has equally been expressed in such a way that we have a fraction on one side and then a non-fraction on the other side. So when you have x over 2 is 3x minus 1, you can just put over 1 here and cross multiply like this. So you can say this multiplied by this, whether you start with this or with that, it won't change anything. The choice is all yours. Just pick the path which will make your work easier. So 2 times this is this, and then 1 multiplied by x, we have an x. This is cross multiplication, by the way. Then you can expand this side. This multiplied by this is 6x. Then 2 multiplied by negative x, this is negative 1, this is negative 2. and then this is equal to x. And then you can take the 2 to the other side and leave the 6x this side. So you can bring the x this side, you take the 2 to the other side, and this minus this is 5x is equal to 2. And then to solve for x, you can simply divide both sides by 2, so that your x is 2 over 5. So in this case, we had a fraction as the value of x. It's equally okay, although it's rare. And then part C, on part C, we have 3x over 4 minus 5 is equal to 4. So in a case like this, you can't cross multiply. You have to collect the like terms first, or the fractions. You put the fractions on one side, and then the whole numbers, you take them to the other side. So you have 3x over 4, and then you equate this to 4, and then you take the negative 5 to the other side. This will be positive 5. Then these two are like terms. You can easily add them before you even cross multiply. Although cross multiplication here wouldn't be a problem. So this plus this is 9. And then at this point, now that you have a fraction here and one number here, you can just put over 1 there and cross multiply. So I'll start with my x, or your x. 3x multiplied by 1, this is 3x. And then 4 multiplied by 9, this is 36. Then to solve for x, we all know what to do at this stage. You simply divide both sides by 3. So x into 3 into 3, that's just 1, which is 1x, which is normally written as x. And then 3 into 3, this is 1. 3 into 6, this is 2. So that means your x is 12. Then we can solve the last problem. The last one is this one here, a bit unique, but chooses the same ideas as in the first 3 examples. So I have x over 2 plus x over 3 is 5. So to solve this, you can just find the common denominator, because you can't cross multiply as it is. You want to have one digit as your denominator. So you want to have something like this, one number here, and then maybe some numbers there. Or you may even have x plus some numbers, and then as long as they are not separated. So you want to express this as a single fraction. So the common denominator here is 6. So you can say 2 into 6, this is 3, multiplied by x, this is 3x. And then plus 3 into 6, this is 2, multiplied by x, this is 2x, then this is the same as 5. And then now at this point, you can just put over 1 here and cross multiply, since we have a single fraction here and we have a single fraction here. So you can cross multiply and say 3. Actually, you can even add these two before cross multiplying. It's much easier like that. So you can say 3x plus 2x, this is 5x over 6, then this is 5 over 1. And then now we can cross multiply and say 5x multiplied by 1, this is 5x. And then 6 multiplied by 5, this will be 30. And then at this point, you simply divide both sides by 5, so that your x is 6, and you're done. And then here is your work. So as you can see, this is similar to the second example, part B in our examples. This is more like our first example together with this one, which is more or less like this. And then lastly we have this one, which is similar to the last example we had. So just solve these 4 problems and then you can submit your findings.